Shalom, Israel. Shalom, shalom. Brother Naquan,
Brother Ryan.
coming back at you with these precepts and another Monday Night Fire live stream, giving, of course, all honor and glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach wa Malak Yahushai. Double honors to the elected elders at the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Yahushua. A hearty shalom to you mighty men that go out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth to magnify the Most High's name in his ministry in the last days. Shalom to the men that may not be out there on the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying, fasting, studying, keeping the commandments and abiding in the will of the Lord. Shalom to the Aquath out there, holding it down in the households, married and unmarried, following the footsteps of their righteous foremothers, Rebecca, Sarah, Rachel, Leah, Martha, Mary, and the rest of our righteous foremothers. Shalom to the elders, the young ones. We out here doing the work again. We're in volume 6, Hidden Mysteries in Daniel, volume 6. And shalom to everybody tuning in tonight on the live Monday Night Fire. We're back at it. We took a quick 2-week intermission from going through the series in Daniel. We've covered the first chapter. I'm going into Ezekiel 19, Ezekiel chapter 17. We've covered the statue that you know of in Daniel, the second chapter. The third chapter went into that. Daniel and his three friends, or his three friends rather, Hananiah, Azariah, Mishael, thrown into the fiery furnace. Previously, we covered Nebuchadnezzar and his pride. Now we're in Daniel, the fifth chapter. All right, let's get it. Daniel, everybody should have a Bible, your apocrypha, your pen, your notepad, and all your distractions on the side, man. We're about to get it in, Most High willing.
Right. That's the book of Daniel, chapter 5. John.
I was going to say, Yaradan should be on momentarily. Just want to put that out there.
And it reads, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 5 and verse 1. Belshazzar, the king, made a great feast to 1,000 of his lords and drank wine before the 1,000.
Right.
Belshazzar, while he tasted the wine, commanded to bring the golden and silver vessels which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple which was in Jerusalem, that the king and his princes, his wives, and his concubines might drink therein.
Yeah, now Belshazzar, he's the last king of the Babylonian Empire. All right, he's the last king. So this is around like 539, 538 BC. Right? If you look up the record, let me pull this up real quick, King, just so brothers can know what's going on. Right? When you pull up what you call the Achaemenid Empire and their list of kings, you'll see that Belshazzar, some timelines they don't even have Belshazzar on there, right? But most of them do. You'll see Nabonidus, or you'll see Belshazzar as one of the last kings of the Achaemenid Empire. All right, let's see if I can pull this up. So bear with me. All right, bear with me 1 second, just so brothers can have a clear understanding about what we're going into. All right, bear with me. All right, so you got to know these timelines too. All right, know a little bit of timeline so you know where you at in these prophecies. All right, so can you see the screen? All right, Salakia. Let me show the screen just so brothers could be aware. All right, because the prophet Daniel, he served during the Babylonian captivity and the Medo-Persian captivity. All right, so this is the Achaemenid dynasty, right? Known as the Medo-Persian kings. You had Cyrus the Great. Around this time, you're looking at what it says Artaxerxes II and Artaxerxes III and Salakia. Bear with me. 539. Right, bear with me. Around this time right here. Right, because Cyrus the Great, he's the first ruler of the Persian Empire, the Medo-Persian Empire. All right. He took down the Medes in 550, and then they took down the Babylonians around 539 BC. So we're right here around the time of Cyrus the Great, right? Now, when you read on, it'll say Darius, because Darius, he was under Cyrus at this time. All right, so just to give brothers a heads up on where we at in history, this is around 539 BC.
Right? Reading on, it's the book of Daniel, chapter 5, and verse number 4. They drank wine and praised the gods of gold and of silver, of brass, of iron, of wood, and of stone.
Yeah, so they having a damn feast, man. Right? And you have the Most High's holy vessels that they're drinking out of, man. Like it's theirs. So they stole all of the gold and the cups and the vessels that was in the temple that Solomon had, and they drinking out of it, and they having a good time. This is blasphemy, man. They blaspheming the name of the Lord. That's all they doing. They being proud and blaspheming the Heavenly Father in the name of His Son. All right, he got his concubines. You got to picture this thing. He got his concubines. They in there drunk and probably naked, loud music playing. They laughing, they mocking the Most High. They probably got the Jews, our forefathers, serving them the food, serving them the drink. You know, so this is utter blasphemy, man. Now Nebuchadnezzar. You got precept.
Go ahead, finish your point.
I was gonna say Nebuchadnezzar carried these things away captive. In his first siege around 605 BC, he returned later, did another siege in 597 BC, and rounded it up in 586 BC.
It's the book of First Esdras, chapter 1 and verse 40. Wherefore against him Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came up and bound him with a chain of brass and carried him into Babylon. And Nebuchadnezzar also took the holy vessels of the Lord and carried them away and set them in his own temple at Babylon. But those things that are recorded of him and his uncleanness and piety are written in the chronicles of the kings. So straight like that, man. You got to link these things up with the precepts. He's being proud, taking all of the vessels and putting it in his temples, doing uncleanness and lewd acts with the holy vessels of the Lord, man. Right? And I'm going to get another precept in First Esdras. It's First Esdras chapter 2, verse. I'm gonna start at 13. And this was the number of them: 8,000 golden cups, 8,000 of silver censers, 8,029 vessels, vials of gold, 30 and a silver, 2,410 and 1,000 other vessels. So all the vessels of gold and of silver were carried away were 5,403 score and 9. Look at all of that wealth, man, that we had that they stole, man. Right? You talk about Solomon's gold, right? All of the treasure things, the cups, the vessels, right? All of the spoons, the plates, the thrones, and they stole it all, man.
That's right. And that's not the only empire to do this, right? I got this up. Now this is I pulled this up before on a previous cold cut not too long ago. Now this is the siege of 70 AD. Now here's Esau. They had their hand in that too, man. This is on the Ark of Titus. There's an actual monument called the Arch or the Ark of Titus, where the so-called white man actually made a monument to commemorate the destruction and downfall of Jerusalem in the Roman Jew wars around 66 to 73 AD. And you can see the Edomites still in the menorah, man. Right? And it's 7 golden candlesticks. They stole the menorah. They stole all of the gold, right? You can see them leaving with the holy things, right? And they still have these things to this day. When we're reading in Daniel, the 5th chapter, they still have these things. The nation that's in power, they're holding on to these things, man. Let me get a quick precept, Salaki. This is the book of Sirach, right? Because if you're looking for your gold and your golden vessels and your cups and things that your kings had, you're not going to find the ancient Babylonians. They're not going to have it. All right. When the Persians took them down, now the Persians became the rulers of the earth, and by default, they took all of the treasures that Babylon had. Then when the Greeks took down the Persians, now the Greeks held on to those things. Now, when the Romans took down the Greeks, you can see they have these things. Now the Romans, they still have these vessels and treasures to this day, right? Now this is Sirach chapter 10 and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Right? So the kingdom, and when I'm talking about the kingdom right now, we're speaking about what was in the kingdom: wealth, land, the people. It's not destroyed, it's literally just transferred from one ruler to the next. So all of the gold we read about in Daniel, the 5th chapter, it has been translated now to the so-called white man who's in power. And he still has these same, and he probably drinking out these cups to this day, man. You know, just to put that out there.
I got another precept. Just to go into another empire, the Greeks, man, because the Greeks did the same thing, right? All of these different heathens, man, they all did the same thing, man, right? It's the book of First Maccabees, right? Chapter 1, right? And I'm gonna start at verse 20. And after Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in the 143rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude, and entered proudly into the sanctuary, and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light and all the vessels thereof, man. Right? Just like the Romans did, like the brother pulled up the picture, man. That's what the Greeks did. They took away the golden candlestick, man. They took away the menorah, right? And the tables of shewbread, and the pouring vessels, and the vials, and the censers of gold, and the veil, and the crowns, and the gold ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off. He took also the silver and gold and precious vessels. Also, he took and hidden treasures which he found. And that's what we want to know, man. There was even hidden treasures which was not even mentioned that he stole, right? And that's what we want back to this very day, man.
Right. Now, another count, like in the Greeks, when you read about Heliodorus, right? Heliodorus in Second Maccabees. I'm not going to pull the entire account up, but Heliodorus went about to rob the temple, man. And the Lord sent 2 death angels to beat him down, beat him to death when you read that account. Well, whips and scourges, man. So again, and you should be mad, man. All of your gold, your vessels, everything that belongs to you is in the hand of your enemy. You know? And the brother put the good precept from Defenders of Sound Doctrine. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. Job 20 and 15. You know? I got another one real quick. This is the book of Job, chapter 27 and 16. Right? Job chapter 27 and 16. Though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. So yeah, the so-called white man heaping up treasure, heaping up wealth, heaping up land, heaping up people, heaping up sin, right? He got all of that riches and wealth. He may prepare it, but it's really just for the elect. You know? He just holding on to it.
Right. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 5 and verse number 5. And it reads, in the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hand, and wrote over against the candlestick upon the plaster of the wall of the king's palace. And the king saw the part of the hand that wrote.
So here you have him turning up, having a good time, being blasphemous, and all of a sudden a dark hand come down from just materialized from the third heaven, right? And it's writing on the wall. You got to kind of picture that, man.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. Now it could have been an angel. We don't know who, he was an invisible part of his body, but only his hand was shown. We don't know. But this hand came down and he kind of writing on the wall.
Then the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins were loosed, and his knees smote one against another. The king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers, the Chaldees, and the soothsayers. And the king spake and said to the other wise men of Babylon, whosoever shall read this writing and shew me the interpretation thereof shall be clothed with scarlet and have a chain of gold about his neck, and shall be the third ruler in the kingdom.
So there's a mystery that was written on the wall. There's a saying they use now. They say the handwriting's on the wall. They'll say that that's a worldly phrase they'll put out there, and they got it from the Bible, right? The handwriting's on the wall. This angel came down and wrote a mystery down, for lack of better terms. Nobody could interpret it. Again, the same thing that his father Nebuchadnezzar said: whoever can break this thing down, they'll be third ruler in the kingdom, right? So we can go on.
Right. And that just go to show you, man, the heathens, all they do is call on the soothsayers, right? They call on the wise men on the left hand side, they conjure up spirits, and they try to do things that we do, man. And the heathen will never be able to do these things, man. That's why the Lord, he only going to speak to the prophets. He only going to speak to the mighty men of the Lord, man. He's only given the information, the knowledge and understanding to be able to do these things.
Right.
Verse number 8. Then came in all the king's wise men, but they could not read the writing, nor make known to the king the interpretation thereof. Then was King Belshazzar greatly troubled, and his countenance was changed in him, and his lords were astonished. Now the queen, by reason of the words of the king and his lord, came into the banquet house, and the queen spake and said, O king, live forever. Let not thy thoughts be troubled, nor let thy countenance be changed. There is a man in thy kingdom in whom is the spirit of the holy gods, and in the days of thy father's light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of the gods was found in him, whom the king Nebuchadnezzar thy father, the king I say thy father, made master of the magicians, astrologers, Chaldees, and soothsayers.
Right. So she kind of know what's going on, but she kind of don't. Because she's still saying Daniel has the spirit of the holy gods in him. Ain't no God but the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. But she knows that Daniel had a reputation for breaking these things down. Now, looking on your, can you see it? See that on the screen, King?
Oh, God.
Yeah, they got Nebuchadnezzar looking like a white man. But the point is, you can see the handwriting on the wall, man, in the Hebrew, right? He wasn't handwriting in the or it's in the Syriac or whatever language they have, but the language of the heavens is the Hebrew, and on here they showing it kind of in the Hebrew, right? But when you read it, you'll figure out what was how it was written, how it was broken down. You can see them at the feast with all of the gold, all of the clothes on, and now the handwritings on the wall. So we can go on.
Got him with a damn turban on.
Yeah, man. Sitting here looking like that. You know, you type it in, the damn handwriting, and they always got Nebuchadnezzar looking like a white man. Or Belshazzar.
Everybody's a so-called white man.
Right. See that? You can't even get nothing close to it, man. See that? They made a damn game out of it. So we can go on. Folly, man.
Verse number 12. For as much as an excellent spirit and knowledge and understanding, interpreting of dreams, and sure of hard sentences, and dissolving of doubts were found in the same Daniel, whom the king named Belshazzar. Now let Daniel be called, and he shewed thee the interpretation.
Yeah, Daniel had and one of his nicknames was the dissolver of doubts, right? If you had a doubt, if you was worried, Daniel, he could come and break it down for you. That's a brother you need around you, man. You got a question, you need some counsel. Daniel, he can get rid of all your doubts and tell you what time it is. Like Ahithophel in 2 Samuel.
Right.
You know, he had the counsel of the Most High.
Right. Then was Daniel brought in before the king, and the king spake and said unto Daniel, Art thou that Daniel, which art of the children of the captivity of Judah, whom the king my father brought out of Jewry? I have even heard of thee, that the spirit of thy gods is in thee, and that the light and understanding of excellent wisdom is found in thee. And now, the wise men and the astrologers have been brought in before me, that they should read this writing and make known unto me the interpretation thereof, but they could not shew the interpretation of the thing. And I have heard of thee that thou canst make interpretations and dissolve doubts. Now, if thou canst read in writing and make known to me the interpretation thereof, thou shalt be clothed with scarlet and have a chain of gold about thy neck, and shalt be the third ruler in the kingdom.
Yeah, and
Then
Scarlet, that's not Slakia. Scarlet isn't cheap, right? When they're saying he'll be clothed in scarlet, that's the top clothing that you can ever wear back in the ancient times. Anywhere between purple and scarlet, man. Not anybody could just wear scarlet. So this is a big deal going on, right? If you can get this thing done, you'll be top ruler in the kingdom. You'll be clothed in scarlet. And there's an actual when you look it up, there's an actual worm that makes a scarlet dye. And I believe that worm, you can read about that worm, not to get too deep into it, but in Psalms chapter 22, it's called the Coccus illicus, and it actually produces a red dye, and that's how they would make the scarlet.
Like I got it right here. It says it's expensive right here.
You see that? So everybody couldn't just do that, man. Like when you pull up, let me pull this up too, King Salakia. Right? When you read about purple, scarlet, blue, those are expensive royal colors back in the ancient world. All right, so bear with me. I'm gonna pull this up. Now you got red on, and it don't hold no weight. Right, but I want to pull this up just to show you this in the book of Psalms.
I got a precept up to you.
Kind of go, you got it, King. I'm gonna pull it up.
Come on. Right? It's the book of Exodus, right? I'm gonna start at 35 and 30. And Moses said unto the children of Israel, see, the Lord hath called thee by name, Belzezi, the son of Yer, the son of Hur, from the tribe of Judah, right? And the Lord put it in his mind spirit to build the Ark of the Covenant and all of the pleasant things, man, the temple. And it says, and he hath filled him with the spirit of God in wisdom and understanding, and in knowledge and in all manner of workmanship, and to devise curious works, to work in gold and in silver and in brass, and the cutting of stone, and set them and the carving of wood. Right? He the one that made the Ark of the Covenant, man. Right? To make any manner of cutting work. And he had put it in his heart that he had to teach both he and Adoladab and the son of Elamishma from the tribe of Dan. This is the point. Them have he filled with wisdom of heart to work all manner of work of the engravement of the cunning workman, and of the embroider in blue and in purple and scarlet. Right? So what did the Lord had his man with all his wisdom that he put in him to be able to carve out the workmanship to do? Blue, purple, scarlet, and in fine linen, and of the weaver, even them that do any work of those that devise cunning work, man. He was the top man in this thing, man. He the one that designed the things that we read about in the holy temple, man. And the Lord put the spirit in him to do these things. And what did the Lord esteem high? Blue, purple, and scarlet.
All right. And the brother Jeremiah put the Revelation 17 and 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness for fornication. Right? Now, I want to pull this up just to show brother something dealing with that this scarlet. That is from Psalms chapter 22 and 6. It reads, but I am a worm and no man, a reproach of men and despise of the people. Right? Now, this worm that it's talking about is a specific type of worm. Chiefly, you can read about it in this Psalms 22. Right? Now, this worm is technically, when you look it up in the Hebrew, it goes back to an actual insect called the Coccus illicus. And they actually produce scarlet. That's why it says scarlet stuff, crimson, scarlet, the dye made from the dried body of the female of the worm caucus elicits, right? Now, Yahushua said, I'm like a worm and no man, because when you look this worm up, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but this worm actually, is parabolic for Yahushua, because this worm lives a life that Yahushua lived, right? This worm attaches itself to, a tree, and then it emits red dye on that tree, and it stains that tree, right? And then the red dye that it emits, when you look it up, it actually covers his babies with that red dye. And the red babies are protected by that red dye, and it keeps them alive, like Yahushua's blood covers us. So this worm, actually lives the life of the Lord himself. That's why this worm is different than other times you'll see the word worm in the Bible, right? So this worm produces what you have, this scarlet and this crimson color right here. And this is what it looks like when you look it up. All right. And again, this worm lives and resembles the life of our Lord Yahushua, who actually dies when it attaches itself to this wood, right? And emits a red dye on there to protect his young ones. Then after 3 days, it actually turns white. You see that? Can you see that on the screen?
Come on.
You see that it actually turns white after 3 days and 3 nights. Literally, you could look this thing up. So the Lord knows what's going on, man. That's why he said, I am like this type of worm and no man. Just to pull that out. Right? So that scarlet is heavy right there in the book of Daniel, man. That's expensive.
Wow.
You had something else?
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 5, right? And I'm going to start at verse 14. I have even heard, Salaki, I have even heard of thee, that the spirit of the gods is in thee, and that the light and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in thee. And now the wise men, the astrologers, have been brought in before me, and they should read this writing and make known unto me the interpretation thereof. But they could not shew the interpretation of the thing. And I have heard of thee that thou canst make interpretations and dissolve doubts. Now, if thou canst read the writing and make known unto me the interpretation thereof, and thou should be clothed with scarlet and have a chain of gold about thy neck, and thou shalt be third and ruler in the kingdom. Then Daniel answered and said before the king, let thy gifts be to thyself, and give thy reward to another. Yet I will read the writing unto the king and make known to him the interpretation.
Hey, Daniel, give a damn about. It's like Daniel give a damn about them gifts, man. And them gold. Yeah, you can keep that, man. Because Daniel knew, look, you about to get destroyed, man. I don't want that. You a dead man talking to me, man. Hey, the Lord said, presents and gifts blind the eyes of the wise.
That's right.
You know,
the book of Sirach, chapter 18 and 18. A fool will upbraid curiously, and a gift of the envious consumeth the eyes. So that could consume your eyes in this thing, man, right? And bring you down to not hearkening into different gifts, right? And gifts could come in many fold, man. It don't have to be something physical that they give you, man. It could be somebody, the way somebody treats you, right? And you don't want to hearken into none of these things, man, because it's all soothed words that's going to lead you astray, man. And you don't want to hearken to those things. Next thing you know, you blind your eyes of judgment. Now you're not seeing right, and you done fell into a trap and a snare.
That's right. This goes back to the law, Exodus chapter 23 and 8. And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous. You got a brother kind of paying you off so you can turn a blind eye to what he's actually doing. You know, here you are, me committing murder, but I kind of pay the judge off, damn $1,000 per murder, right? Now he's going to be influenced and then be double-minded in his judgment because he don't want to lose that $1,000 that he get, man. So don't be a brother that's known for taking gifts. And watch out for a brother that's always trying to give gifts to you, to butter you up. So he's always on your good side. So when he start going the hell off, now you can't really execute judgment, man, because you don't want to lose out on those gifts. And Babylon the Great, they do that to you every day, man. They give you cars. They let you go in their buildings. They give you an iPhone. And they'll let you kind of damn date they woman, you know. So a lot of you jakes, you think that you made it, but you're blinded because of these gifts. When you didn't have these gifts, you knew who your enemy was. Now these gifts, now they're your friends, you know.
That's right. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 5, in verse, right, number 17. Then Daniel answered and said before the king, let thy gifts be to thyself, and give thy reward to another. Yet I will read the writing unto the king, and make known to him the interpretation.
I got one more of them gifts. Slocky, I got one more of those gifts. This is Sirach chapter 20 and 29. Right? Ecclesiasticus chapter 20 and 29. Presents and gifts blind the eyes of the wise, and stop up his mouth that he cannot reprove. You see that? So that's plain right there, man. And when all hell break loose, you best believe you might get caught out your damn FEMA cell. They got COVID damn camps right now, man. They got COVID camps. So let's say you get called out, you don't want to take the vaccine or whatever, you know, you don't want to sell out to the society. They may call you out, man. And they'll sit you at a table, and they may throw a briefcase on the table. They may say, open it up. You're like, I don't want to open it up. They say, open it up. Then you kind of flip it open, and it's down bars of gold in there, man. You know? And a lot of jakes, they might say, here, you can hold on to this, man. Just tell us where Araya is at right now. I know you know. Tell us where Araya is. You know? And guess what? You're going to be kind of looking at that gold shining, that money, and they're going to say, touch it. Then you kind of pick up the gold and touch it. Now you kind of thinking about it. Next thing you know, they then popped up at his crib. You know?
Yeah. That stuff be happening, man. Hey, look at the Lord, man. Right? It happened to the leader, but damn betrayed him through gifts and money, man. Right? And briberies. These things happen on an everyday basis, man. Right? Going back to Daniel. Chapter 5, verse 18. O thou king, the most high God, give Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom, and majesty, and glory, and honor. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him. Whom he would, he shewed, and whom he would, he kept alive, and whom he would, he set up, and whom he would, he put down. Right? It says, but when his heart was lifted up, and his mind hardened in pride, he was disposed from his kindly throne. It's like a kingly throne, and they took his glory from him.
Yeah, that's in the 4th chapter. You can read about that. We've covered that. When he had to live out like a beast for 7 years. Yeah. So basically, Daniel's giving him a rundown. Right? He said, look, your father went the hell off, man. You didn't learn from your father's mistakes.
Verse 21. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beast, and his dwelling was like the wild asses. They fled him, Salaki. They fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till he knew that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and that he appointed over it whomsoever he will. And thou, his son, O Belshazzar, has not humbled thine heart, though thou knewest all this.
Right. And Jake, a lot of Jakes, you don't learn from people's mistakes, man. Right? You don't have to get judged yourself to learn from your mistakes. You can look at a brother's situation and understand, well, look, if this brother did A, B, and C, and I damn fell out the truth, let me make sure I don't go that route. Right? Oh, this sister did A, B, and C, and now she got damn put away by her husband because she committed fornication. Let me not do that. So a lot of you be knowing what be going on. You be talking about it, running your mouth about what the hell happened to people in the truth, how they fell out, what happened, and you know that, and you yet repeat it. Like this man. All the idolatry that Nebuchadnezzar did, he knew it. He should have said, well, damn, let me make sure that I'm serving the Most High as a damn heathen. But yet, through their pride, it's their destruction.
Right, I got a precept. It's the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 5, and verse 20. them that sin rebuke before all that others may also fear, man. Right? So you got to kind of get on some people so they could be like, oh, I don't want that to be me. I want to be cast down, right? You kind of get on somebody, you kind of call them out, you kind of rebuke them that others may fear too, man. You're supposed to learn
Right.
from other brothers' mistakes too. It don't always got to be you getting burnt by that oven. You can sit afar off and see somebody else get burnt. I mean, their hands start to wither away, and then you kind of damn lay that thing to heart. Right? I don't want that to be me. That's what a wise man would do, man. Only a fool would put himself in the same situation that he seen something by it happen to, man. And that's the heathen.
Right. This
Right?
Proverbs 29 and 23. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. Right? If I see a brother hanging around a bunch of people that smoke weed and he start going the hell off and smoking weed, guess what? Well, okay, look, maybe that's not the best way to go. Right? If I see a brother, he don't read, he don't study, and he slowly fall away, look, let me make sure I'm reading and study so I don't fall away. Everything's written for your learning. Whatsoever was written aforetime was written for your learning, both damn negative and positive. You see how the ball went the hell off to David? You don't want to be like that. See how David served the Most High? That's how you want to be. You got to read these accounts and apply it to your life. Stop just reading just to read, man. A lot of jakes you reading this like it's the damn a Harry Potter series. You don't know what time period is on. You don't know where on the earth this account is taking place. You don't know who the speaker is. You don't stop at, you don't pause at the comma. You don't stop at the period. You don't get damn, it's a damn exclamation point. You don't know what that means. You kind of just reading it straight through, man. You know, you gotta read these accounts, see what happened, and apply it to yourself, man, and learn from it.
Right.
Let me actually pull up. You have something?
Now you got it.
I'm actually get it in Romans chapter 15 and 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. See that? So that was written aforetime is written for your learning. All right. Now, there's another precept I want to get, Salakia, on top of that. Let me get a First Peter. What's Salakia? 2 Peter chapter 2 and 6. Right? Let me get another example on that. 2 Peter 2 and 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after shall live ungodly. So the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah as an example, meaning if you live your life and you're for homosexuality, you're going to get the same judgment as Sodom and Gomorrah. So what does America do? They know that, just like Belshazzar. Belshazzar know what the hell happened to Nebuchadnezzar, but he was being proud. America know what's going to happen to him, but they think that they can stop that judgment. All this damn understanding they have in these universities and archaeologists, they know what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. But they say, well, look, maybe we're the ones that can avert that judgment. We're still going to be homosexuals anyway. So what's going to happen to them? The same thing that happened to them over 4,000 years ago, man. You know?
Oh.
Come.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 5 and verse, right? Number 22 again. Come, 23. But has lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they have brought the vessels of his house before thee, and thou and thy lords, thy wives and thy concubines have drunken wine in them, and thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold, of brass, iron, wood, and stone, which seeth not, nor hear, nor know, and the God in whose hand thy breath is, and whose are all the ways thou hast not glorified. Then was the part of thine hand sent from him, and this is the writing was written. Writing was written, and this is the writing that was written. Many Tekel up Hershon. This is the interpretation of the thing. Men God has numbered thy kingdom and finished it. Tekel, thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting. Press. Hurries, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians.
Right.
Then commanded David.
It's like a many ticky you farson. So basically, those are three weights, right? It's just it's what they call a crypto. There's a technical term for it. Like cryptology, right? When you put a code, when there's a code, you got to kind of break it down. The Lord did that, man. Right? Brothers know what I'm talking about. And it's many tickle you farson. These are different weights just to symbolize the judgment on the Babylonians, right? And it's telling you the Most High numbered his kingdom and finished it. Thou art found in the balance and found wanting. Thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians. So Daniel broke it down, right? He told him straight up what that handwriting meant, meaning you came up short, right? Due to your pride, you came up short. It's over. Basically, it's over. That's what it's saying. It's over, and they got next. You had your chance. It's over.
Wow.
The Most High judged you. You was found. You came up short, man. You know, now the Most High gonna take your kingdom and give it to the Medes and the Persians. We read that in Sirach the 10th chapter. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and the riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that's how it's going to be when we rule the earth. All of the gold and the riches and wealth of this world is going to be translated from the people right now unto us. You know? So this guy, they came up short, man. The whole empire.
See that? Right? Let me get a precept. It's the book of Job, right? Chapter 20, right? And I'm going to start at verse, this whole thing kind of crazy. Verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain upon him while he is eating, right? So while you still eating, right, thinking your kingdom going to last forever and you in a comfortable place, and the Lord going to snatch that from you, man. The pride of these heathens is so high, they think their kingdoms are going to last forever, man. Right? That's why Daniel kind of based them out, man. What you ain't learned from your father? What you think this kingdom is going to last forever, man? What you think you're going to be all right? Right? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now? Right?
That's right, man. So you got to kind of know what's going on, man. And the Most High can do this to you every day. You could be sitting there watching the damn big sports game and a damn handwriting come on the wall in the Hebrew, right? And it'll say La'ah, your name, Ban, Ha. Then it say Slakia. A damn Shamka or to the kingdom, something to that effect. All right. But it'll say your name not in the kingdom, man. You sitting there eating your damn cheesy cheese fries, man. Watching the big fight. Damn, you said what?
I was about to say, and you got to break it down. It's going to take you all night to break it down just to find out you're not going to get the kingdom.
You see that? So the Lord could do that to you. A lot of people say, well, damn, Belshazzar had it bad. No, you might have it bad, man. Right? You might, every day men are found wanting, man. Every day man gets judged. Right? Let's read that again. I'm gonna read that again. Daniel, Shalom.
Shalom.
Right? Read that again in Daniel 5 and 26. This is the interpretation of the thing. Many, the Most High, hath numbered thy kingdom and finished it. So it's over for you. So the Most High can give you the water. That was the word I'm looking for, King. Malakwa. Right? So that's your kingdom, man. So it'll say no, then it'll say your name in the kingdom, man. Those things can happen. Let's say your name is damn Shabazz. La'ah, Shabazz, Ban, Ha, Malakwa. And then the words to be all switched up, and you got the letters, you got to figure out what it's talking about. You fasting just to find out that, look, your name got taken out the book of life. Right? It also says, thou art weighed in the balance and found wanting, man. Right? So you came up short. Because the Most High judged you. You had something else? So don't. The point is, don't think too that this can just happen to the heathen, man. Right? The Lord said He'll the Most High terrify you through dreams in the book of Job and apparitions. This is an apparition. The Most High will put you in a damn trance, man. Didn't he do that to the Egyptians? Right? You could be sitting around being proud, being a nigga. You about to go back and watch your favorite site. You know you shouldn't be watching. You about to damn roll that blunt, and all of a sudden, the Most High put you in the damn trance. And he's seeing you get destroyed in Jacob's trouble. Then he take the trance out of you and said, "This is now thy lot in the land of the living." So you don't want to deal with that, man.
Right. Now, that's the book of Job, chapter 7, right? In verse 13. When I say my bed shall comfort me, right? When you want to kick back, relax, kind of cut TV on, sip a little yan before bed. When you say your bed shall comfort you, my couch shall ease my complaint, and everything will be okay when you kick back and relax, right? Then thou scarest me with dreams, and the Lord could bug you the hell out, man. Right? Every single time you go to sleep, you have the same dream every night over and over. Imagine having the same damn dream over and over for a month straight. You kind of crying before you go to bed. You know it's about to befall you, right? It's the same exact words every single time. You wake up the same exact time. And the Lord can do that to you, man. It scares me with dreams and terrifies me through visions. Like the brother bringing out, man, he can slip you into a trance. He put Peter in a trance, man, right? He put the damn heathen in the trance in Numbers 27, right? Right? So the Lord can do that to you, man. Right? Read it on. And it says, and terrify me through visions, so that my soul chooses of strangling and death rather than my life. So you're gonna be rather ready to be put to death, man, and die, man, right? Than to go to sleep and to deal with the Lord's visions and what he could be doing to you.
Right. That's heavy, man, because the Most High don't gotta jam you up and you know, while you're awake, he'll take you down in your sleep. You know? Hey, this Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17 and verse 14. I'm gonna start at 13. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17 and 13. And the expectation from within, being less, counted the ignorance more than a cause which bringeth the torment. But they sleeping the same sleep that night, which was indeed intolerable, which came upon them out of the bottoms of inevitable hell. Meaning the Most High put demons on the Egyptians, man. Right? It says, were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions. So they was sitting there asleep, and they was in this darkness that you could feel the darkness, right? And they saw monstrous apparitions. No telling what they saw, man. Right? It could have been damn new beasts, I can tell you. It could have been like the Heavenly Father yelling at you. Could have been like angels running circles around you, laughing at you, mocking you, poking you. Could have been anything, man. It said, and partly fainted. Their heart failing them, for a sudden fear and not looked for came upon them. What does it mean their heart failed them? They had a damn stroke, an aneurysm. They popped the blood vessel in their mind, simply based off of the trance the Most High put them in. So then, whosoever there fell upon was straitly kept, shut up in the prison without iron bars, meaning the prison of your mind. That's the prison without iron bars. So the Most High can jam you up, have you be bugged out in your own mind, seeing things that's not there. A prison without bars.
I got one more on that. This Job chapter 6 and verse 2. It says, oh, that my grief were truly weighed and my calamity laid in balances together. For now it would have been heavier than the sand of the sea, man. Right? All hell Job was going through. He said, man, if it was laid in an even balance, it'd have been heavier than all of the sand of the sea on the whole world, man. It says, now it would have been heavier than the sand of the sea. Therefore my words are swallowed up. For the arrows of the Almighty are within me. The poison whereof drinketh up my spirit. And the terrors of God do have set themselves in array against me, man. Right? It said the poison thou drinkest up, man. Good. Feel like you're getting poisoned when the Lord dealing with you, man.
That's right. This Second Maccabees chapter 3 and 23. Second Maccabees 3 and 23. Nevertheless, Heliodorus executed that which was decreed, Now, as he was there present himself with this guard about the treasury, so he about to come and rob the treasury. But guess what happened? It said the Lord of spirits and the prince of all power caused a great apparition, so that all that presumed to come in were astonished at the power of the Most High, and fainted and were sore afraid. For there appeared unto them an horse with a terrible rider upon him, and adorned with a very fair covering, and he ran fiercely and smote at Heliodorus with his forefeet, and it seemed that he that sat upon the horse had a complete harness of gold. Meaning this angel came out this chariot and drop kicked Heliodorus off his damn horse, man. The Lord can do that. Put you in a trance, then an angel come down and drop kick you, man. And you feel it. Right? You sitting in the room with everybody in there, all of a sudden you kind of grab your stomach screaming in pain. And everybody's looking around. What's wrong with this guy? And you start acting because you're seeing things that they can't see. Right? It reads, moreover, 2 other young men appeared before him, notable in strength, excellent in beauty, and comely in apparel, which stood by him on either side, and scourged him continually and gave him many sore stripes. See that? So the Lord could do that. He could send 2 angels down with a whip and start just whipping your behind, man. He did that. Now nobody else saw it, but this guy saw it and felt it. So brothers got to be on fire, man. Or you start bugging out, and the Most High sends spirits down and apparitions, and you see it. You running from a damn rhinoceros. You see them people on bath salts, and they do shrooms, and they got a bad trip, and they astral project. They be seeing all types of stuff, man. They be eating a damn car, jumping off of buildings. You know?
Hey, Salakia, that happened at camp last Shabbat, man. Right? Brothers is teaching out there, and the man get cut and he break off and start running. You would have thought dogs was chasing him. Ain't nobody say get out of here, leave. And I mean, in the middle of teaching, he starts breaking out running like a crack, like Ezel, man, with a TV in his hand. He break out and start dipping off. Next thing you know, we kind of look. 30 seconds later, he's still running. Another 20 seconds later, he's still running. He ran a mile long. He ran a mile long, man. He did not stop running.
Yeah, that was madness, man. You know, I thought about the precept when I got home in Psalms chapter 35. Let the angel of the Lord chase him. 35 and 3. You know? So, hey, this is what the Most High can do. You think everybody think the Most High's power summed up in the ICBM missile. That's it. All the Most High got is a missile. Oh, here with a missile coming. That's it. It's just the missiles. No, the Most High is more than the missiles. Now, the missiles, they want to play the final judgment, but it's not just about the missiles, man. We're reading about the Most High's apparitions, right? We're reading about the Most High's plagues. All of these things are the power and the strong hand of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, the God of our fathers.
Got a precept.
Bring it up.
This Psalm 66 and verse 3. Say unto God, how terrible art thou in thy works. It's not saying the Lord is mean and he's a bad guy, but he's fearful. He's one to be feared. Right? Say unto God, how terrible art thou in thy works. Through the greatness of thy power shall thine enemies submit themselves unto thee. All the earth shall worship thee, and shall sing unto thee. They shall sing to thy name, Salah. Come and see the works of Yahweh. He is terrible in his doing toward the children of men. And like the brother was bringing out, the missiles isn't the only thing he has in store for the heathen or for Jake, right? He put a strong delusion on you, right. Dreams, right? Make you bug out, give you over to a reprobate mind. He can make a tick bite you. Now you got damn Lyme disease, right? So the Most High is more than, quick judgments like, you get hit by a car and you die. Right. You can make it slow. You can make it real slow. There's so many diseases out here that people got. It as judgment, right? And the Lord did that to him. So that's why I say unto God, how terrible art thou in thy doings. Through all the greatness of thy power, shall thine enemies submit themselves unto thee. Jump down to verse 5. Come and see the works of God. Right? And that's what we tell Jake. You got to see the works of the Heavenly Father. Right? Because when you see these works, that put fear in your heart. And, oh, dang, I don't want to be like that. Let me keep the commandments. Right? I don't want my life to be like that. Let me stay on fire.
That's right. That's right. Hey, I tell you about this king when he saw the vision. It says his joints got loose. Right now, I'm gonna read that again. Right. Then the king's count is Daniel 5 and 6. Then the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins were loosed, and his knees smote one against another. See that? So the joints of his loins. You know what your loins are? They got loosed. See that? So the Most High can loose your joints, man, and had you just, all types
Turn
of
into
jam.
jelly.
Right.
Yeah, you jelly and jam.
That's right. That's right. See that? The brothers got, and then that's from being proud. Brothers got to check that proud spirit, man. I know everything. You can't tell me this. I've been in the truth for this long. You can't tell me that, little nigga. That's wicked, man. You got Jakes like that in this thing.
Yeah, they
Step
be
your
looking.
garment up. Step your garment up. Then you can talk to me. Get your garment game up.
Yeah, you got certain men, bro. Like I done seen his brother Page. It said he was captain over 50, and like he looked like a damn superhero in his damn profile picture, man. Right? The Lord not dealing with those type of men, man. You can't have those type of men that damn. I mean, their fringes is like they getting married. They just long. Like you got a damn cape on, man. Right? And you gotta humble yourself in this thing, man, and be on fire for the Lord. You gonna get snatched out at any given time, man. Right? We all clay, dust, and ashes, man. Yeah, the Lord gave different men different talents and different offices. Yeah, that's order. But at the end of the day, it's no respect of persons, man.
That's right. And the brother put a good precept from the Apostle Paul, Acts 9 and 7.
Yeah.
From
I was gonna get it.
Yeah, Khan. Right, I say, and the men which journeyed with them stood speechless, hearing a voice and seeing no man. That's also in Daniel the 10th chapter, right? Daniel 10:3 on down. So y'all gonna go on? You have something else?
Real quick. And it say he couldn't see. Or I'm gonna read the verse. And he was 3 days without sight, neither did eat nor drink. He was blind.
Right. Yeah, an apparition can make you physically blind. You see that? Damn chariot came and blinded you. So let's go on. We in Daniel chapter 5 and 29.
It's the book of Daniel chapter 5, verse 29. And it reads this. Then commanded Belshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet, and put a chain of gold about his neck, and made a proclamation concerning him, that he should be the third ruler in the kingdom.
See that? So this man is up there. He's the third man in charge. All right, go on.
And that night was Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans, slain. And Darius the Median took the kingdom, being about 62 years old.
You see that? Now, when you look at certain timelines, you're not going to see too much about Darius taking right over after the Babylonian kingdom, because Cyrus was. But a lot of people that say this was a regent or somebody that Cyrus the Great set up. Because right after the Babylonians fell, Cyrus the one that took down the Babylonians in 539 BC. All right, but you have Darius the Mede. He's kind of be given the credit because he was over that region at the time. Just so brothers can understand the timeline when you're looking it up. See, Salaki, even in the commentary for Darius the Median, it says perhaps another name for Gubaru, referred to in Babylonian inscriptions as the governor that Cyrus put in charge of the newly conquered Babylonian territories. right? So he was in charge. He wasn't over Cyrus the Great. When you go through the timelines, he was just over that territory, over that region. So we can go on.
The book of Daniel, chapter 6, verse 1. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom. And over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the prince might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage.
So Daniel is the first so-called black president. That's in the Bible. Let's read that again.
And over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage.
So this is administration, right? When it comes to matters that have to. Is he talking? Can you hear him?
Who, me?
Ooh,
Oh, I thought you was talking. I couldn't hear you.
no.
No, I
Can you
was
hear me?
saying that. God.
Oh, it's a delay. Salaki, let's read that again. Baba Gashar one more time.
The book of Daniel, chapter 6, verse 2. And over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage.
Yeah, so these men have a high office, man. This is administration. Go on.
Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm.
Yeah, man. You could be at the workplace and you a Jake, but you might just get promoted over everybody, man. Right? The Most High may just have some faith, may put the spirit in your damn boss that have favor over on you over everybody, man. You got your fringes on, you got your border of blue, and now you kind of over everybody. The Lord did that. Just because you in captivity don't mean the Lord not going to look out for you. I'll tell you that when a man's ways please the Lord, he causes even his enemies to be at peace with him. So Daniel's kind of set up, man. We can go on.
Verse 4. Then the presidents and princes sought to find.
It's like a lot of Jakes, you be at the workplace, I'm catching hell. Why is this happening to me? Oh man, I just got fired. And then the brother say, man, I'm in the truth. But the whole time the brother's smoking weed, he not really studying, he not really on fire. That's why you're getting jammed up at work, brother. It's not just because Esau don't like you and your Moabite boss don't like you. It's because you're not right with the Most High. So the Most High put the spirit on them to get you jammed up. Now it can be other accounts too, but a lot of Jakes, you quick to run to that when you the one that's going the hell off. No accountability. Just wanted to put that out there. Or
verse.
It's like, or you always late. You know what I'm saying? You're always late. You're not performing your task. Whatever, and then you getting jammed up. So, man, Esau don't like me. Brother, you 45 minutes late every day. What are you talking about?
Taking a 2-hour break.
Yeah, ducking off in the bathroom. Man, it's these curses out. Man, Deuteronomy, man, curse shalt thou be in the city. Brother, go to work on time, man. Damn. You sitting around in the damn bathroom, ducking off on your phone.
Talking about I got the wine.
Yeah, come on, brothers. Jake, I know Jake and his truth. They get all jammed up in the workplace or in the world because they not doing what they're supposed to be. You're not moving in wisdom. You parking in the so-called boss spot where you're supposed to park at, but you think you could park there because you're from the tribe of Judah. Your car get towed. The Lord dealing with me. My car just got towed. Well, you weren't supposed to park there, brother. Park in the damn regular employee spot. Damn.
Putting yourself in these situations, man.
Right, man.
When we're all red and going to walk down that street you may supposed to not walk down.
Right. And then you get beat up talking
in the name of the Lord, man.
Right.
See?
A lot of Jake be simple, man. You got to stop being simple. You know? It's lucky, King. Just have to bring that point. Because Daniel 6, you can look at this like the workplace. How to operate in the workplace too, man. Because you're going to read this account, how they conspired against him. You know? The Lord said, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. That's how Daniel was. You got a lot of brothers that work in the workplace. They kick down the damn door from the tribe of Judah. Walking around, showing it, waving their fringes all off. What tribe you from? Open up the Bible, you debating your coworker in the break room in front of everybody, making a scene.
On the chair.
Yeah, you stand on a chair. You pull up the posters, the cat posters in the parking lot 30 minutes before work. So I'm out here doing the work. You know? You can't move like that, man. Damn.
Get the blowing the trumpet before you start your shift. Kind of blowing the trumpet right before you start the shift.
Damn, that's
everybody
wicked.
in there knowing you done clocked in. See that?
That's off, man. You got brothers, they'll walk in with their shirt, it'll say Black Hebrew Israelite on it. On their interview, it'll say Black Hebrew Israelite. Right? You damn interview, man. You got your sweats on and a shirt, damn shirt that say Black Hebrew Israelites on it, man. Established 1619. Yeah, brother, I don't know why I didn't get the job. You know, I thought I did well. I was there, I shook his hand, I did. Brother, you know why you didn't get the job. All right. These are different examples, man. That stuff that be happening. So, yeah, we can go on.
The book of Daniel, chapter 6, verse 5, verse 4. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could not. But they could find none occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him.
Yeah, so when he was at the so-called workplace, you couldn't bring up with Daniel, he don't get his job done. Daniel got his job done. He was still serving the Most High. He was keeping the commandments, and he was on top of his thing in captivity. So this kind of show you a lot, man. He was doing his thing in captivity. And they tried to get him all hemmed up and jammed up, but there was no error in him. They couldn't say, well, Daniel, he's late. He don't do his paperwork on time. He's not at the meetings. He got everything. There was no fault in Daniel at the so-called workplace or even with the Most High. This man was perfect. You couldn't say nothing about him. You got a lot of jakes, you at home, you on fire and diligent. Then you don't know how to operate in wisdom when you out and about, man. And then you have a bad name. You don't have to, you can be in this truth and still be blameless at your so-called workplace.
All right. I got
you know.
This is Samuel chapter 18 and verse, right, number 14. And David behaved himself wisely in all his ways, man. You gotta behave yourself wisely, man. It's not always profitable to do the big old damn charades, man. All of that is just not profitable, man. Right? And the Lord was with him. Therefore, when Saul saw that he behaved himself very wisely, he was afraid of him. Not because David threw a javelin at him, not because David was waving his axe looking at Saul, man. Because he behaved himself real wisely, man. A man of understanding that could behave himself real wisely, right, and subtile on the right-hand side. He can move through any situation, man. He can get anything done. That's the type of man you gotta be, man. Not over righteous, right? Not ain't doing the most, man. You damn got all your camp pictures in your office at work, right? Y'all lifting up signs saying death to the so-called white man. See? You're gonna get jammed up.
Doing a cold cut at work, in the office, in the cubicle.
Yeah.
Reading Revelation 13:9 real loud.
And Daniel, the thing about David is David got anointed king, man. He got anointed by Samuel. Right before all that went down, even before he took down Goliath, he was already king. And he wasn't walking on, so don't you know Samuel anointed me? Did I tell you about that? Don't you know he came down to my crib and anointed me king in your stead? He ain't say that to Saul. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to know how to move in this thing. Let me get Matthew 10:16. All right, so even the book of Daniel even tell you how to, have some damn be circumspect. This is St. Matthew chapter 10 and 16. And the Most High praises a subtile man. Subtlety is actually glorified when it's used in righteousness. All right. Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. You have to know how to operate in this thing, man. Know how to maneuver. Right? It's all right to be at your so-called job and say good morning. There's no sin in that. It's all right to show up on time and kind of get in and get out of there, man. Like Yaradon said, you don't have to, or Arise, you don't have to have your damn cat pictures up there, man. You begging for attention. Walking around with your staff. You know how we wear the shofar? You got your shofar strapped up on your belt and your damn staff with your button up on, man.
Yeah. Jammed up.
Yeah, come on, brothers. So, be subtile. So we can go back to Daniel chapter 6. And let's read 4 one more time.
The book of Daniel chapter 6 verse 4. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom. They could find none occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him.
Yeah, they're not the Most High, so they're not talking about the commandments. They're talking about what the hell happens at the work environment. Go on.
Verse 5. Then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God.
See that? Go on.
Then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king, and said thus unto him, King Darius, live forever.
Right.
All the presidents of the kingdom and governors and the princes, the counselors and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of the king, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions.
Yeah, I want to make a point. Read that again, Baba Gashar.
The book of Daniel chapter 6 verse 7. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors, the princes, the counselors, and the captains have consulted together to establish.
Do you think Daniel was part of this council? They had all of the captains, all of the counselors, all of the governors, and they're missing. They did this without Daniel knowing. So we all came together, and the king is led to believe that Daniel, he's in on this thing, and they'll do this. This is how the heathen do. They'll try to set something up. They're talking about we all came together with this big idea. All the presidents. You left out the chief president, Daniel. They didn't do that by accident. They'll kind of get you jammed up at the so-called workplace too, man. We can go on.
Verse 8. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing, that it be not changed according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not.
Right. You may have I'll give you an example of this. You may have a so-called job that, you can actually wear your fringes. There's jobs like that. Now, you may have people, you may be an authority and you kind of wear your fringes, but you may have people of the other nations that's under you and they know what the fringes are for. So they'll come to they'll have a corporate meeting and they say, we have this new idea where we have this new uniform idea. And the uniform idea excludes the fringes. Simply for you, so you can't wear fringes at work. Try to get you to sin. So these things can happen even, in your so-called corporate life, man, or your workplace. You're the odd man out, like the brother said, and they kind of conspire against you to make you go against the Most High. So they said we have this decree that no man can ask a petition except you asking the king. Meaning you can't pray, you can't ask the Most High anything. You can't thank the Most High. You could only thank the king. You get caught praying to the king, praying to the Most High, thanking the Most High, you're gonna get destroyed.
Verse 10. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree.
And Darius didn't know that Daniel wasn't in this thing, right? Because he wouldn't do this if he knew Daniel was in this thing. So we can go on.
Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being opened in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day, and prayed and gave thanks before his God, as he did aforetime.
Right, and it's going to get like that. In these last days, they're going to have decrees where you can't serve the Most High, right? We bet not catch you praying to the Most High. We bet not see you wearing fringes. We bet not see you with a beard on your face. We bet not see you out there, what else? Them keeping the Sabbath. Guess what we're going to be doing? And they're going to pass the legislation. They're going to put it out there, and we still going to be doing that. We're going to know that the writing is signed, and we still going to be keeping the commandments, Most High willing, man. So we don't give a damn about these nations' legislation and the decrees they put out. We fear the Most High. We don't fear man. Give a damn what man got to say. We can go on. And Salakia, Daniel, he prayed 3 times a day. You don't necessarily have to pray 3 times a day. Right, let me get this quick precept real quick. At Psalm chapter 119. Right? He prayed 3 times a day toward Jerusalem. That's a standard. But you can pray more. This Psalms chapter 119 and 164. It reads, 7 times a day do I praise thee because of thy righteous judgments. So you can pray to the Most High 7 times a day if you choose, right? It can be 15 times a day. There's no set time limit on how often you can pray to the Most High. And 7 is complete.
The Lord said, pray without ceasing, right?
Right.
You should always be constant in prayer. A woman shouldn't be like, you know what, I'm going to leave my head wrapped at home, I'm going to just go to work and have a nice day. No, you should always keep that thing wrapped, man, right? As much as you can. So you can always be able to pray to the Lord, man, and read the scriptures. So you should always be praying constantly. Because a man that's praying constantly is staying in the spirit.
That's right. Let me get this in Luke 18. Right, bear with me. This is the book of Luke, chapter 18 and 1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint. See that? Because if you're not praying, you're going to faint. You wondering why you falling away, why you don't feel connected with the Most High, why you don't feel like the Most High drawing nigh into your soul, why you just feel so distant from the truth. You know, why you feel like this thing you kind of fading away? Because you're unplugging yourself from your power source, right? From the Most High. And you're going to faint if you're not always praying. Your battery's going to drain if you don't keep it plugged up to the charger. Plug your damn your phone up so it can be charged. And what's going to charge your spirit? You praying to the Most High. It's literally going to charge your spirit. But if you keep your phone away from the charger, after damn 3 days, you check your phone, it's on 1%. Then you went to go turn it on, then it died. Like, damn, I made it. That happens. We know what I'm talking about. You try to, damn, as soon as you about to plug it in, your damn phone died. So these things can happen in your life, and there's truth, man. Right? You fading away, then you say, oh, I finally want to pray. You get down, you ready to pray, and then it's too late, and you like, wow, and you just get up and go roll a blunt. Maybe this isn't for me anymore.
Salakia, I'm about to pull something too. Cause hey man, it's been kind of crazy lately. Jake been falling out the truth at a fast rate, man.
Yeah.
This one of the comments on one of the videos, right? Let me see. The brother probably took it down. Yeah, he took it down. But damn, he took it down. But one of the comments said under the videos, I'm crying right now.
I got it. I was going to send it to you. I took a picture and I was going to send it to you.
Man.
See that? That's a spirit.
Spirit.
I know I'm a kid and I have
Right.
problems, so I don't think I'm going to make it. See that? I don't think I'm going to make it. And you keep
Man.
up the good work. I'm crying right now. Keep up the good work, man. Now, this is the
Man.
video Ryan just did, right? That's the last video.
Yep.
Now, the
Yep.
brother said, look, he said he don't think he going to make it in this thing, man. So,
That's crazy, man.
yeah, you know, you don't want to have that mentality, right? Well, I don't know. Now, it's all right to be humble and say, well, look, I pray the Most High have mercy on me, right?
Right.
But just to be out here crying and I don't know if I'm going to make it, and you got your head, you got your head down, and that's a whole nother spirit to be in. So, go ahead, King.
Lucky, real fast. I don't know if you had the other comment, but he said, "I'm about to just give up."
No, I didn't see that one. Damn.
Yeah, that was the next thing he said. He said, "I'm about to just give up." I said, "Damn, man!" And I was about to hit the brother back. I said, "Damn, man, that's crazy, man." And when you going over the things that's coming on the earth, the famine, the pestilence, man, this ain't no game, man. This ain't nothing to play with. And I feel the brother how he say like he getting scared, because if you're not built up in the faith, you're gonna be scared. You're gonna be troubled. You're gonna wax faint. You're gonna not have the answer. You're not gonna have faith. You're gonna damn get sifted out slowly, man. Right? And if somebody's saying they're not going, like the brother said, in a humble way, that's something else, right? But if you sitting there crying and whining and snot coming out your nose and you just feel like it's over and done with, you taking the easy way out, man. The Lord not dealing with men like that. He's like, well, this is a long road and pathway. I'm gonna just turn around. The Lord not dealing with men like that.
That's that spiritual. You want to commit spiritual suicide. You got people that do that on a carnal level. I can't pay my rent. No, they get like that, man. A lot of brothers, you know, when they eat a lot of, mainly Jake, you know, we got these curses, man. We got these curses we deal with. This damn affliction.
Yeah.
You know, this damn hell we catch, man. And a lot of Jake, you know, you on the verge of kind of getting yourself out the land of the living. Like I tell you in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and 12, pour not upon yourselves the destruction with your own hands. And it tell you in Tobit 3 and 10 that even Sarah said, if I commit suicide, it will be a reproach to my father. Now, a lot of brothers, you want to commit spiritual suicide. And it's true. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna really make it. I'm gonna just have one wicked day. Right?
Right, a wicked day.
A wicked day and then I'm just off myself, man.
I got a precept.
You want to pray that the Most High have mercy on you and He keep you in the faith. Right? Pray for mercy and pray for faith and stay prayed up. When you prayed up, it'll put a better spirit on you. You know. So that's an important lesson. You got it, Yardana.
To land me back off what the brother was saying, is Proverbs 24 and 10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
Right.
Or you got small strength. Why? Because you have to praying and fasting and reading, really. Right? Blessed is he that readeth. When you stop reading, you ain't gonna be blessed. Right? With knowledge and wisdom and gems. Right? And then your strength is going to diminish. Your faith is going to diminish. All because you don't want to read that next chapter. Right? All because later. Got that later spirit.
Yeah, that's a demon. That damn later demon. Bro, you better get rid of that, man. I'm going to read later. I'm going to just watch the big fight. Right? You watching damn ESPN Classic. Talking about I'm going to read later. And old damn episodes of damn Robin Big. Right? You watching old Cribs, Pimp My Ride. You know, Disney movies. You know, you at the park just staring at the sun. You know, you lost your Bible, but you don't care no more. You say, I'll order a new one. Right? And then you don't pray anymore. You used to pray, now you don't pray. Right? So you want to kind of stay spiritually minded in this thing.
This is a precept. This the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 141. I am small and despised, yet do not I forget thy precepts, man. So you may be feeling like you small, you about to wax faint, you despise, don't nobody care about you, all hell kind of breaking loose. Hey, but you still not gonna forget the precepts. No matter how small and despised you are, like the damn demons kind of beating you up, the cares of this world, the people that esteem you and look at you as nothing, you still can't forget the precepts, right? No matter what's going on, man, right? And for real, man, like Lord willing, that spirit leave brothers, because that spirit of fear, like the brother said, that spiritual suicide, like that ain't no joke, man. That's the easy way out this thing. And we know brothers that have taken that pathway, because that's the pathway that's just so broad and easy to go down. And then you're gonna have this tightrope that's thin as hell, like a damn spider cobweb, man. That thin that you gotta walk on, man. Right, for an innumerable amount of time until the Lord says when, man. Right? And those type of men that's taking that pathway, fasting, praying, and reading every day, they're going to be the ones that make it, man, Lord will.
Right. Now this on James chapter 4 and 7. Right? James 4 and 7. Submit yourselves therefore to the Most High. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. And if you're entertaining demons, you're not resisting the devil. When you resist something, you push it away from you. Right? If somebody's coming at you, and you know, a damn Edomite trying to hug you, you won't resist it, man. Back your ass up. You want to back the hell up, man. Right? That's how you got to do these demons. A lot of these damn doubts, they don't resist those doubts. They entertain them. They embrace them, which is the opposite of them resisting, man. Them evil spirit, them lust spirits, them damn spiritual suicide. Just maybe I should just go back in the world. It's so much to learn, and so I can never catch up. I'm so far behind. I don't really know what I'm in this for. You got to resist that, man. And if you resist those spirits through prayer, counsel, we did the video 7
ways to stay on fire.
Yeah, man. 7 ways to stay on fire. So you got to resist the devil and he'll flee from you. If you entertain the devil, you think he's going to flee from you? No. If you entertain the spiritual demon Satan, he's going to look at, oh, you my friend, man. You know, maybe we could kick it together. Let me stand at your right side. That is verse 8. Draw nigh to the Most High, and he will draw nigh to you. See that? So you got to draw nigh to the Most High. You can actually feel when you're on fire, when the Most High spirit is on you, man. Right? There be times when you're praying, you can feel like the Most High, you know, he damn looking right at your prayer, man. And the Lord right there next to you. When you're really in the spirit. That's when you draw nigh to the Most High. If you do that, guess what? He's going to meet you halfway. That's what it's saying. Draw nigh to the Most High, draw nigh to you. Let me meet you halfway. You know, the Most High is not like when you just draw nigh to him and he said, well, you know, just keep on coming. No, the Lord going to say, okay, I see what you're doing. I'm going to come down there and meet you down there, man, for lack of better term. Let me give you the spirit. Right? So you got to get rid of that spiritual suicide damn mentality, man. Like the brother said, my flesh just gave into the world. I just left. You know? It said, be not hasty to go out of his sight.
Yeah.
For he do whatsoever please him, man.
Then you say,
oh, go ahead, King.
I was about to say, then you say brother read the book of Ecclesiastes and it kind of bugged them out.
Yep, and I'm about to pull Ecclesiastes. Yeah, brother read Ecclesiastes. This when I first came to the truth. I was in so-called college. You know, this brother, he was walking around. I was out there, you know, campus, and he came by and said, yeah, I know about that thing. I said, well, brother, what happened to you? I got to be honest with you, brother. You know, I read the book of Ecclesiastes, and that was it. I said, what you mean, brother? That was it. He said, it was too much for me. I just fell out the truth. I couldn't handle it. Right? I read it all, and I said, maybe that's not for me. And he kind of went back to play golf in the world. You know? This Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and 4. If the spirit of the ruler rise up against thee, leave not thy place, for yielding pacifieth great offenses. So if the spirit of the ruler, the chief ruler is Yahweh himself, Ba'ashem Yahushua. If this spirit rise up against you, meaning if you know that you went the hell off and the Most High is about to judge you, don't just be quick to leave the truth. Leave not thy place. Don't go back in the world. Right? Don't be a nigga man and a nigga woman. right? Leave not thy place, for a yielding pacifieth great offenses. The yielding is repentance, right? That's how you draw nigh to the Most High. That's how you pacify that anger, right? That's how you kind of cool things down. You repent, you acknowledge your sin, you examine yourself, and you get back to being on fire. If you quick to run out of the presence of the king, he gonna hunt you down and kill you, man. Hey, there's a I was reading that today in Jeremiah. I'm gonna pull the account. There's a prophet in the book of Jeremiah who damn ran from the king, man, and they chased him in Egypt and brought him there and killed him. Let me pull that account. It's like y'all got it. Here it is. This Jeremiah chapter 26 and 20. And there was also a man that prophesied in the name of the Lord, Urijah, the son of Shemaiah of Kirjath Jearim, which is a city kind of northwest of Jerusalem, who prophesied against this city and against this land according to all the words of Jeremiah. And when Jehoiakim the king, with all his mighty men and all the princes heard his words, the king sought to put him to death. But when Urijah heard it, he was afraid and fled and went into Egypt. So you see that? He went and fled into Egypt. And Jehoiakim the king sent men into Egypt, namely Elnathan, the son of Achbor, and certain men with him into Egypt. And they fetched forth Urijah out of Egypt and brought him to Jehoiakim the king, who slew him with the sword and cast his dead body into the graves of the common people. And they do stuff like that in the streets, man. Like sometimes if you get let's say you get caught stealing, just take your punishment, man. Take your punishment. You know, I knew this one dude, he owned a like a car. It was like a what's the word I'm looking for? When they work in cars. Yeah, car workshop, right? Or car garage, whatever. Like he was a mechanic. And they say back when he was in a mechanic school, if you got caught stealing a car part, they'll say, well, look, you can either go to jail or you can give me your hand, and they'll take a hammer and then kind of smash your hand, right? Now, you got turned into piece. Now, if you don't turn in that car piece and run away, if you don't turn in that car piece and you end up running away from the judgment, that's going to make them more angry, man. It's going to build up like this man didn't want to take his punch, and they're going to find you. And instead of them damn hitting your hand with a hammer, they might want to beat you to death, man. So yielding always pacifies great offenses. Rather you dealing with Esau and the damn police force, or you dealing with the Most High judgment coming on you. You got it, y'all.
And when you about to get a spanking, your ma or your pa say get the belt. You just run out the house and try to, you got your suitcase for your toys and your juice box, and your PB&J in your back pocket, and you tripping trying to leave. It is actual video like that too. The Jake, he broke the glass door. He said, I'm leaving. Kind of had his things in the suitcase. While he didn't end up leaving, but his mom was getting more upset because he was about to leave. She said, where was you going to go, huh? And, that just added more fuel to the fire. When he could have just said, look, slack your mom. He's still going to get in trouble, but again, a yield and pacify great offenses.
And another thing, man, you got certain Jakes, they get pulled over, right, for a little drinking and driving. Next thing you know, they damn pushing the damn gas, man. It's a high-speed chase at this point.
Right.
You got 15 helicopters above your head, right? Next thing you know, you on the damn news, man.
Now you on TMZ.
Now you on TMZ.
Or you get pulled over. You got Jakes, they do that. They get pulled over. They set their phone up real quick. They know all of these damn laws. According to this amendment in this constitution, you're a public servant. All he did was say, how's your day going? Right? And then you just went on this whole rant, man. You took out your black, red, and green flag. You just ask, how's your day going? Just say, having your damn stuff and keep it moving. Now you're going to have doubles, but look, Jake, a lot of times, Jake, you get yourself all jammed up. So understand, we applying this yielding pacified great offenses. You got Daniel. Daniel, he knew that the writing was signed, and he still went to pray before the Most High. See that? So we got to apply that same mentality in the last days. There are going to be decrees where you're not going to be able to serve the Most High, and you're just going to have to deal with it and keep serving the Lord. Right? Read the book of Maccabees. We can go on. This brother has
Book of
something.
Daniel,
Come.
the book of Daniel, chapter 6, verse 9. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being opened, opened in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he knelt upon his knees 3 times a day, and prayed and gave thanks before his God, as he did aforetime.
And that's a bold thing. It's like, that's bold. You got to think about that. If you get caught praying to the Most High, you get put to death. Daniel said, oh, yeah, that's what they wrote? That don't mean nothing to me. Went back and started praying to the Most High. That's bold. A lot of brothers, let's not pray. Maybe we should just kind of just talk to the Lord. Oh, you bet this man praying, man. All right, we can go on.
And real quick, if Esau say that today, you know what Jake gonna pull? They gonna pull Romans 13:1.
Yep.
Down. That's when they're gonna pull it.
Yep. That's right.
It's Daniel chapter 6, verse 11. And these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God.
And it's not like they stumbled. They knew that he was going to do that, and they was waiting on his fall. They knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hanging out. You know? We can go on.
Verse 12. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed the decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, the thing is true, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Then answered they and said before the king that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. So they was watching him like a hawk, you know. So after the first time, they didn't really tell nobody, but they kept watching him. They said 3 times. They was watching him all night. It was a stakeout.
Yep.
All day. Verse 14. Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him.
See that? So you could be in a damn job situation where your coworker might try to get you fired, but your damn CEO or the supervisor try to keep your job going. You know? It could be cases like that. Now he's trying to look for a way for the law to be altered where Daniel can be saved, because he didn't know that Daniel wasn't in on this council that these other men came up with. So when Daniel became the target in this thing, the king felt kind of bad about it. You know? We can go on.
Verse 15. Then these men assembled unto the king, and said unto the king, Know, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians is that no decree nor statute which the king establisheth may be changed.
So this king really don't have that much power. We went into that earlier. They're kind of getting on him.
Verse 16. Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel, and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, Thy God whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. And a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of his lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went to his palace, and passed the night fasting. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him.
Now you gotta think about this. You're thrown in a den of lions. Jake, you scared of a dog. A damn pit bull or a damn small golden retriever jump up at the screen door and you like, oh damn, what is that? You ask, does he bite? Oh, I'm not going in that house. Look at that dog. He's thrown in a den of actual lions. Now, these aren't your average damn zoo lions. These are wild. Remember, everything back then was larger. Tell you that in 2nd Ezra chapter 5, right? 50 on down. Animals were larger, they were stronger, they were more fierce. He's thrown in the actual den of lions. Now, when you go to Bel and the Dragon, you read that account. These lions actually, they didn't eat or drink or eat anything for a certain period of time to the end that they might devour Daniel. Right? Let's go to Hebrews 11:1. Let me get this precept. Now, this is where you have to have faith, right? You got to have faith in this account, man, because here you are in a den of lions, and you don't know if you're going to get devoured or not. At any given second, them lions can kind of just take you out. But you got to believe that the Most High is with you, right? Hebrews 11:1. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. And we in the den of lions right now. This is the lion's den on a spiritual level, right? And the lions represent these devils that we around. We as the sheep were surrounded by lions and this mountain, Babylon the Great. And we got to have the same faith that Daniel had, man. So we're in the lion's den too, you know? And we're not sure if we're going to make it out of this thing, but we believe, right? Any given second, these lions can devour us. But the Most High kind of keeping us alive in the land of the living.
Con. This history of Bel and the dragon, right? And I'm going to start at verse 30. Now, when the king saw that they pressed him sore, being constrained, he delivered Daniel unto them, who cast him into the lion's den, where he was 6 days. And in the den there were 7 lions, and they were given him every day 2 carcasses and 2 sheep, which they were not given to them to the intent that they may devour Daniel. Right? So he used to feed these lions good, man. Right? Carcasses, 2 sheep, and trying to deprive them of their hunger, so that, man, they kind of just clawing at the door, man. Right? Any and everything they see, they're going to devour it. Right? And it says what? Now, there was in jewelry a prophet. Right? We could rest right there. But the point of the matter is they trying to starve out these lions, the intent that they may devour Daniel, man. That's a scary thing, man. But yet Daniel had to keep the faith in him, man. Right? Daniel was praying. Right? Daniel was calling upon the name of the Lord like all our forefathers did in times of stress, man.
Con. Yeah, I've seen some beautiful paintings where they show Daniel as a Jake in the lion's den, man. Mm-hmm. You know? And everybody knows this account. You can go in the streets in LA, New York, Chicago, Detroit, Miami, and ask them about Daniel in the lion's den. Everybody knows about this. This is one of the most famous accounts in world history. People that live in damn Italy, Australia, that don't speak English well, you ask them about Daniel in the lion's den, they're going to know what you're talking about, right? Daniel is not, if not, has one of those it's like one of the most famous accounts biblically, man. Everybody knows about David and Goliath. Everybody knows about Daniel in the lion's den, Noah's Ark, Moses parting the Red Sea. These things are common, right? This is one of the greatest accounts of faith. All right, I want to get this quick precept. Right now, this again on a spiritual level, we're Daniel in the lion's den, and then you're gonna be thrown in the damn concentration camp, which is going to be the new lion's den. Let me get that first in Revelation chapter 2 and 10.
Hey, right? And they already, it's like a real quick point. They already getting them ready. The governor Cuomo, he signed the bill, whatever. Okay, all praises. Yeah. He's gonna have the authority to toss people into them detention centers or certain facilities And that's just a nice way of saying FEMA camp. They're not going to openly say straight up and down in the beginning, FEMA camp. If you don't get down with us, then you'll go here. You know, they're going to dress it up and say, look, if you go here, this is a good little program. We're going to help you out. That's how Esau's going to portray it.
Con. Yeah, it's going to be. I saw that earlier, Yardan. I know what you're talking about. It's hard to kind of find it online with the, how these devils operate. But yeah, they actually have those things, man. These COVID camps, where if you don't have the vaccine, or it's like the poison, how they want us to put out the poison, then guess what? You're gonna get all types of jammed up. All right. Now, I'm gonna see if I can pull that up. Bear with me 1 second. Right, just so brothers can know what's going on. All right, bear with me. I'm gonna have to play it from my so-called phone.
2020's done. A new era.
Salakia.
Stop 7. For the longest time, we've talked about the possibility of martial law and of camps set up in this country. For the longest time, it got scoffed at, called conspiracy, and rejected. We now have these camps being rolled out not only in Canada and other countries, but it's being proposed right here in this country, in the state of New York. These detention centers for those that don't want to get the jab. It's happening. Everything everyone said, oh, it'll never happen. It's not possible. There'll be a revolution before that happens. Well, here we are. No revolution, and it's happening. So a heads up to all of you that want to travel to, through, or live in New York State. They have this bill that would allow the government to detain you and put you in any little location that they deem to be a housing facility for people like this. So Nick Perry pushed this bill, A416. It calls for the removal and the detention of individuals who are infected in a case, contact, or carrier type of situation of any type of contagious disease. So this can escalate to any other disease outside of this, any mutation down the road. This sets the stage to give them the excuse to scoop people up and house them at these places. I advise people start taking a good look around.
See that? Now you can kind of check the rest of that out on your own, right? But they got these things, man, right? And New York City is the top city, so that's going to be the forerunner of the damn experiments, man. Then it's going to go to LA. And after LA, they might do Chicago. And after Chicago, they might do Miami, then Houston, maybe Seattle. They're going to tackle these different cities. And guess what? If you don't get the jab, guess what? You're going to be caught out there. You have to deal with it. And you're going to be thrown in the damn lion's den. Right? Let me get that in Revelation 2:10, man. Right? And Satan, he's called a roaring lion in the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 and 8. Right? Revelation 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Now, in Felling the Dragon, if I'm not mistaken, Daniel was in there for 7 days. And that's a literal 7 days. The Lord said you could be in these damn prisons for 10 days. That could be literally 10. But we know spiritually that can be 30 days. It can be a month. But you can't fear what you're going to suffer. Right? They may put a damn wild lion in there. Right? You had something?
I was about to say it was 6 days, but it was 7 lions.
Okay, Tom, 6 days. What? 6 days, but 7 lions. Now, again, they might put an actual lion in there. Right? There's no telling what they're going to do. But you got to be faithful unto death. You got to be willing to withstand all the amount of torments, tortures, and pains and mental damn stress that's going to befall you in the last days. Right? That's Revelation 2:10. That's what Daniel had to go through. And Daniel, he's back on the earth. Right? Daniel's back on the earth in the last days. And again, there's no telling how long you're going to be jammed up in these things. The apostles, they was in prison. Now you can say, look, I don't want to get the jab. You know, I want to just live my life normally. They say, no, you can't live your life normally. You won't be able to enter into bank, grocery stores, fly, travel, unless you kind of get this thing.
Right.
You get that V.
Right.
See that? It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth, man. So the Lord telling you straight like that, man, because thou hast kept, right, the word of my patience, right? Meaning you wasn't hasty to go run into the so-called white man's arms, his philosophies, his so-called blanket and safe house, what he deems to be the way to go, because you kept the word of patience, man. You endured, man. You kept the gospel. And the Lord going to keep you in that day, man. When you see everybody running and damn, this is the way, and that damn big old arrow pointing down here. Hey, don't go that way, man. That's the broad way that's going to lead to destruction. It's going to be on a physical level and on a spiritual level. That broad way is nowhere to go, man. Even on a physical level. Did not the Lord say, don't run to the let me get that. I don't want to misquote it. Right? It's the book. Right? So bear with me. Of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. That's on a spiritual level and on a physical level, man. Right? And it says, neither should thou speak in a call to decline after many to rush with judgment. So don't follow these multitudes to be doing. That's what the world is doing, man. Right? And it says, behold, I come quickly, hold fast which thou hast, and let no man take thy crown. Right? And that's talking about your damn friends, your family, your cousins, right? This world, the so-called white man. Don't let nothing take your crown, man. And hold fast, right, that patience to endure to the end.
Huh. That's right. I'm gonna read on. This Revelation chapter 2 and 11. Salakia. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. The second death is when the Lord come with the fire and brimstone. And to the angel of the church in Pergamos write, these things said he, which hath a sharp sword with two edges. I know thy works, and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is. And thou holdest fast my name, and hast not denied my faith. Even in those days wherein Antipas was my faithful martyr, who was slain among you, where Satan dwelleth. You see that? The point I want is Yahweh Shah said there are men that have not denied the faith. All right. Did Daniel say, well, hold on, Lord? Right? I don't really I'm not. Daniel had the option to say, look, I wasn't serving the Lord. I was really kind of talking to the king. I was praying to the king. He could have said that, you know, but Daniel, he didn't buck, man. He said, no, I'm serving the Most High, man. And guess what? If I got to get thrown in the lion's den, I'm serving the Most High, they throw me in the lion's den. It is what it is. And he didn't deny the faith.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 5. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, man. But I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. Right? So you got to endure to the end and overcome all of these things, man. That's the only way you're going to be clothed in white raiment, right? And not blot out his name. Meaning your name probably in it right now. Literally. You got all of the mighty brothers and sisters that's always on the live. Their name could literally be in there. But in that last day, when you denounce the faith, you get that blot out. Get snatched out of that thing. Next thing you know, hey, you wasn't never really in it to begin with, man. And you don't want to get blotted out the truth, man. Right? You kind of woke up, you did all of the acts, right? But it was all vain and all for nothing.
That's right. That's right. And you have to take these accounts for your learning. Again, Daniel, the entire book of Daniel, it's not just going to be a whole bunch of deep prophecy. Somebody thinks this is practical knowledge. right? You apply what your fathers went through, you study it, you meditate on it, and then for the days to come, you have to remember these days. You have to remember the times you're going to, a lot of brothers who don't read, you're going to wish that you read the book of Daniel, the 6th chapter, how the Most High delivered them from the lion's den. You're going to wish that you read the accounts in Maccabees or Daniel, the 3rd chapter, or the accounts when the Heavenly Father delivered us from the plights and from the trouble we was in. If you've never read those accounts, when all hell break loose, it's over for you. Right? I mean, because what are you going to rely on? Where's your faith going to be coming from? It's not going to be coming from the scriptures because you haven't read. Right? You're going to be waiting on karma to deliver you. Right? Or waiting on the universe to help you out. Or 2021. We're going to be waiting on the Heavenly Father who delivered Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Daniel, Hananiah, Azariah, Mishael, Judas, Simon, Jonathan. We're going to remember these accounts and say, yeah, look, I remember Paul, Silas in Acts 16, Peter, Acts chapter 12. You know, we're going to remember these accounts, man. Most High willing. And you got to keep these accounts with you. Let me get this precept real quick. In 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. Right? That's why it's so important to read, man. 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 74. Right? 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and 74, it reads, "Hear, O ye my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide, and a guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, said the Lord God. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves." And that's a precept for that spiritual suicide. Brothers who let their sins weigh them down. Don't let your sins weigh you down. Oh, man, I just fell off again. Well, let me just go back in the world. Most High will never love me. I'll just be a black man, right? And balance it out. Don't let your iniquities lift up themselves, meaning check yourself. And the point I want is the Most High, he's going to guide them who keep his precepts. You're going to have to remember certain precepts when all hell breaks loose, man. You're not going to walk around with a Bible. I'm going to read the book of Daniel, chapter 6, to build up my faith. Either you got it or you don't.
And to touch on that real fast, like the brother's saying, man, you're not going to have the comfortability in the dark when all of the lights of the city are out to be sitting down there calmly without any noise to read the scriptures, right? No lights in the city, screams and yells. You sitting down there reading the script. That's not going to happen, man, right? That's why that's why, let me bring this up real fast. You got to have it in you, like the brother said, man, right? It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14 and verse, right, number 40. It said, "I took it and drank it, and when I had drunk of it, my heart uttered understanding, and wisdom grew in my breast, for my spirit strengthened my memory." You're going to want a strong memory in that day, man. You don't want to be thinking about just 3 precepts, and that's all you know, man. All you know is 3 precepts or 5. You want to be going back to back, different accounts. Okay, this is what happened when, okay, I'm locked up, I'm thinking about Peter. I'm locked up, I'm thinking about the Lord. Hey, I'm locked up. Hey, whenever these things present themselves to you, oh, I'm in the FEMA camp, I'm thinking about Daniel. I'm thinking about Jeremiah in the dungeon, right? I'm thinking about the king when he got locked up, man, Zedekiah. I'm thinking about all of these things when they come to pass, and the more reading you do and strengthening in your memory in these accounts, it's going to help you, man. Farewell in that day, Lord willing.
This Isaiah 33 and 6. "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." So the strength of your salvation is going to be the wisdom and knowledge that you acquire in these last days. That's going to be your what they call it, your trump card, right? That's the strength of your salvation, right? That's that play in the playbook that's going to, surprise the damn enemy, right? That's the gem. That's the gold, all right? It's the wisdom and knowledge that you acquire, man. That's going to keep you from being damn scared and being, what's the word I'm looking for? Hesitant, uneasy, reluctant. Well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Well, brother, remember what your forefathers did, man, in a day of evil. Remember the 18th Psalm, 2 Samuel 22. All these accounts, man. In my distress, I called upon the Lord. Read the Psalms. You can't just read Proverbs 31 all day. You're a grown man. Only read Proverbs 31, 10 through 30. I'm in that for this month. Right? And after that, I'm in the book of what else shaking? History Susanna. Trying to do the in-depth breakdown for History Susanna. Trying to break down what the two judges look like. After this month, then I'll move on to the next judge. The Lord don't it don't matter what them judges look like, man. You know, what's the mastic tree? Trying to see what the mastic tree is. You got to remember what's written, man. You know? And that's why you got to be praying for faith. You got to have faith. That's all you're going to have. You know? You may not even have your fringes in that day, man. All hell break loose. You might have your damn prison outfit on and you just running, man. You're not going to be able to look upon your fringes and remember the commandments. All you're going to have is faith in those days. Just hoping that the Most High have mercy on you. Just hoping that you make it out of this thing, man. Hey, hope is heavy, man. You want to pray for hope too. You know? See that in 1 Corinthians 13 about having hope. Pull that up. All right? So brothers got to know what's going on. Here it is, 1 Corinthians 13 and 13. And now abideth faith, hope, charity. These three. But the greatest of these is charity. Right? So you got to have faith and hope too. All right? I just hope the most. You might be in a FEMA camp, just hoping the Lord deliver you. You know, so brothers got to kind of put that in their prayers, man. Lord, increase my hope. Right? Lord, increase my faith. You know? That's all I wanted.
That's really all you're going to have in those days, man. Right? We can't say that enough, man. Right? It don't matter, damn, how many times you done kept this commandment or that commandment. If in the end day you give out a gas, you not continuing to push on to the end, you're not gonna make it, man. Right? And faith is real deep, right? Because it's like at a certain point in time, like the brother bring it out, it ain't like we're gonna be able to keep the Passover in Jacob's trouble. You're not gonna be able to do those things, right? So if you done kept all the commandments with spotless and blameless, still in that day you're gonna still need mercy and you're gonna still need faith. That's literally the other half of this thing that got to carry you on out, right? And the more faith you have, the more stronger you're going to be in the truth, man.
Right. And I always say that, man. Look, when all hell break loose, right? When all hell break loose and you on the run and Esau chasing you down and you in the damn woods, you think you're going to know it's the Feast of Dedication. You're not going to have your smartphone with you. You're not going to have your calendar, all right? You're just going to be kind of caught out there. But the Most High still going to deliver you because it's about your faith too. Yeah, you might have missed out on the Feast of Dedication, but you're not justified by the law. You're not going to know. You might not even know what day of the week it is. Right? All that stuff is going to be kind of crazy, man. You know? Mm-hmm. But you're just going to have to kind of have hope that the Most High is still working with you.
I got one more precept on that. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 25. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whosoever putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. Right? So it said the fear of man going to bring a snare. Your fear is going to cast you out. Like we was going into the brother earlier, man. I don't know if I can make it. Oh man, I'm crying right now. Right? I'ma just fall out. You brother, continue to stay strong, but I give up. I'm out of gas. That's gonna bring a snare, man. Your mind gonna trap you, right, and have you to believe that you're not good enough, right? You ain't nothing, you trash, right? You going to give up, right? Hey, that's gonna bring up a snare, man. But if you trust in the Lord, you're gonna be delivered, man. You may have to still suffer death and persecution, but at the last day in the kingdom, man, hey, man, you're gonna be a governor, right? You're gonna be a judge, right? Lord willing, right? You're gonna obtain it, man. Be the first in the resurrection.
This
Mm.
Proverbs chapter 13 and 12. Hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life. Meaning, if you don't have hope, you're going to be all worn out in your mind. It maketh the heart sick. All right. Hope, without no hope, you're going to be catching hell mentally, man. Imagine if we didn't believe that the Most High was going to deliver us. It'd be complete madness in our thoughts, man. Right? Hope deferred maketh the heart sick. But it's like, yeah. But when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life. All right. So brothers got to pray for that hope too, man. You know, hope, faith, and definitely have fervent charity amongst yourself, which cover a multitude of sins. Right?
Right.
You know, so brothers got to know what this thing is about. It's not just because you know all of the in-depth breakdowns, you know all of the precepts. It's not because you 10 foot tall and your beard extra oily, right? That's not what this thing is about, man. You know, David had brothers. He had 6 other brothers that were stronger. You understand? They was handsome. They was comely. They was mighty. The Lord wasn't dealing with them, man. You know, so look, we missing somebody, right? And then here comes David, man, the youngest of the runt of the litter. That's who the Lord said, I want that man right there. You know? So that's how the Lord get down, man. Because David believed in the Most High. You know? So
That's right.
brothers have something else. All right, we can go back to that. We'll go back to that Daniel chapter 6.
Book of
All right,
Daniel, chapter verse 16.
18. You read 18 again.
Daniel chapter 6, verse 18. Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him.
Yeah, when you fast, don't be playing your favorite rap album, man. Getting all into it. You know? Go on.
Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions.
Right, went to check on Daniel. Go on.
And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is thy God whom thou servest continually able to deliver thee from the lions?
Right.
Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My God hath sent his angel and hath shut the lions' mouths, that as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt.
So the Lord could do that. The Lord sent an angel down and shut the mouth of the lion. Remember in Sirach chapter 38:29, death angels can stir up wild beasts to torment you. Right? You read about that. Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. So the Lord can send angels down to stir up wild animals to kill you, man. When you get bit by a damn pit bull, the Lord did that. Right? When you get stung by a damn manta ray and the bee, the Lord did that. When you get bit up by mosquitoes and stung by hornets, the Lord sends angels down to manipulate the minds of these creatures to unleash living hell on you, man, on the earth. So the Lord sent the angel down to close the mouth of the lion. Go on.
Then was the king exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his God.
Because what?
Because he believed in his God.
See that? Because he believed in his God. And this lion's den, again, it don't necessarily have to be a lion's den, literally, right? It could be a FEMA camp, a concentration camp. It could be your damn family coming up against you. It could be Jacob's trouble, all hell breaking loose. You on the run. You on the verge of starving. You in a financial damn problem You don't know, you can't pay your rent, you can't pay your bills, you stressed out, you don't know if your loved one going to make it. The Lord delivered Daniel because he believed in his God. It's all about believing in the Most High. Because that's what the Lord called us, is a faithless and perverse generation, man. Right? Because man really don't believe in the Most High. You still doubting, well, I don't know. I don't know, man. The Lord really can't do this. Just look, man. The Lord do all things. Let me get this in Luke 18, where the Most High said, nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth. Right? This is Luke chapter 18 and 8. Right? Luke chapter 18, them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth. So it's going to be so much hell on the earth when the Lord returns. Very few men, even in this truth, are still going to be in that mind frame of believing in the Most High. They're going to see many loved ones die. They're going to see so much destruction and pain. And in the back of their mind, they're really not even going to believe anymore. So the Lord said, when I come, is there going to be any faith on the earth? We still have to maintain our faith in the last days, right? That's why there's a beautiful prayer in Luke 21:36, when it says, pray that you're accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. Right? So you want to pray for more faith, pray for hope. Right? Because when they hit the fan, that's what you're going to need in those days. You're not going to be able to go out and do the work. You're not going to be able to, wear your fringes or, whatever the case may be, man. You got to have hope and just believe. We can go on.
The book of Daniel, chapter 6, verse 23. Then was the king exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his God. And the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions. Them, their children, and their wives, and the lions had mastery, and the lions had mastery of them, and break all their bones in pieces, wherever they came at the bottom of the den.
See that? So the lions had mastery on them and broke their bones before they hit the den, before they hit the bottom of the den. So they threw these bodies down, and the lions kind of jumped up on the wall like a damn beast and caught them in the air and break their bones, and then body slammed them to the ground and killed them. You see that? That's what the Lord do to your enemies. That's what the Most High, let's go to Deuteronomy 7 and 10. That's what the Most High is going to do to those that hate you, man. Right? The Lord said, he that diggeth the pit shall fall into it. And these men, they dig the pit. That's in Ecclesiastes. He that breaketh the hedge, a serpent shall bite him. Right? Let's bring that up. Deuteronomy 7 and 10.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 10. And repayeth them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hated him. He will repay him to his face.
You see that? Most High going to pay these heathen back to their face. All right? And he's not going to take his time. So this is I tell you that, what account is that? This is the lot of them that robbed us. I got to find that account.
Okay.
Right? This is the portion. You know what I'm talking about. Let's say this is the portion of them that robbed us.
Yeah, right? That's a mean one.
Yeah, that's in the account, man. Right? Bear with me 1 second. Man, I gotta find that account, man. Right? But if brothers could find it, it says this is the portion of them that robbed us.
Isaiah 17 right? And 14.
Isaiah 17. You said 17
and 14.
Yep, that's it. And behold, at evening tide trouble, and before the morning he is not. Hold on, let's start at 13. right? Isaiah 17 and 13. The nations shall rush like the rushing of many waters. That's going into Jacob's trouble. But the Most High shall rebuke them, and they shall flee far off, and shall be chased as the chaff of the mountains before the wind, and like a rolling thing before the whirlwind. And behold, at evening tide trouble, and before the morning he is not. This is the portion of them that spoil us, and the lot of them that rob us. So that's their lot right there, man. The lot of the nations, or their portion, is to be destroyed by the Most High when they try to destroy us. That applies to Daniel 6th chapter. That was their lot. They were created to come up with a plan to go against Daniel just to be destroyed at the latter end. So whenever you think that these devils have the upper hand on you, or you think that they ruling over you, or they have the mastery over you, because they done dig a pit, and you in the pit right now that they dig, guess what? They're going to be in that pit when it's all said and done. You got to remember that too. Yeah, okay, look, I'm in this FEMA camp, but I remember the Most High said the lot of them that robbed us is I'm going to get out of this thing, and they're going to be in this thing. You know, you got to remember that too. The portion and the lot of the wicked is to never prevail over the righteous. All right. Like the brother said, return the reward upon their own head. That's all throughout the Bible. Where the Most High speaks about returning the wicked, giving the wicked they damn just desserts, for lack of better terms. That's all throughout the scripture. You got to know that one. All right. Let me get this precept real quick. In Ecclesiastes. Right. This Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and 8. He that diggeth a pit shall fall into it, and whoso breaketh a hedge, a serpent shall bite him. Whoso removeth stones shall be hurt therewith, and he that cleaveth wood shall be endangered thereby. So if you get into some damn mischief, you trying to cause somebody harm, the Most High gonna have greater harm before you. All right, that's how I go when it's all said and done. And we read in Isaiah 17, that's the portion of the wicked. Their portion is to get damn rewarded for what they do to us. Right? So we can go back to that in Daniel chapter 6.
Salaki.
Okay.
Let me bring up this one last precept.
Con.
The book of Ezekiel chapter 39 and verse number 10. So that they shall take no wood out of the field, neither cut down any out of the fortress, but they shall be burned with the weapons of fire, and they shall spoil those that spoil them, and rob those that rob them, saith the Lord, man. So the Lord gonna repay whatever you do tenfold back to you, man. Read about that in the book of Revelations, the 18th chapter, man. Right, 18 and 5, man. Right, so if you damn do all type of mischief, robbery, thievery, right, and killing and unjust dealings, man, you're gonna get that back sevenfold, man. Don't think you good to go and you just safe, man. Don't have that. Well, you know, Cain got away with it. Hey, Cain didn't get away with it, man. Right?
Right.
He came back as a so-called white man. You're gonna get put to death, man. All the raping and robbing from the beginning of the earth to now, you're gonna have to pay the check, man. Like they say, you're gonna have to pay the check, man. You got to pay the tab. Right? You done ran up the damn tab. You're gonna have to pay the tab, man.
That's right. That's right. So we can go on.
Book of Daniel chapter 6, verse 25. Then King Darius wrote unto all people, nations, and languages that dwell on all the earth, peace be multiplied unto you. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom men tremble and fear before the God of Daniel, for he is the living God and steadfast forever. And his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end.
And that's how it's going to be when our kingdom is established. We're going to put that same decree out there. Everybody got to fear the Most High. Everybody. You got to learn the dietary law. You're going to learn the ceremonial laws. You're going to learn how to put the fringes on. Everybody's going to fear the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Daniel, you understand? The same thing is coming back on the earth. Or we can go on.
He delivereth, it's like he delivereth and rescueth and he worketh signs and wonders in heaven and in earth, who hath delivered Daniel from the power of the lions.
Right?
So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian.
You see that? Right? Brothers got any last things they want to bring up?
Con, I'm about to bring out one last precept. Right through the spirit. All right, go to the class. That is the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 3. It said, remember, therefore, how thou hast received and heard, right? And hold fast and repent. And therefore thou shalt not watch. I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. All right, so I bring that scripture out all the time, man. Because first and foremost, that's what the Lord said. It's a commandment to watch and be diligent. Understand the times that you're living in, man. Right? Because if you're not holding fast, right, to this truth, right, in the doctrine of the Lord, you're gonna get sifted out, man. Right? Everybody getting sifted out in these last days, man. And you literally see it. They dropping like flies. It's a Tomoda camps over here, over there, and then slowly brothers start leaving camp. Slowly, you will never see this camp no more. This elder disappeared, and they falling back in the world, man. And if you're not watching your spirit and diligently giving heed to prayer and fasting, and you're not going to make it, man. Right? So always reach out to that brother and that sister if you feel like that flame is flickering and you about to fall, man. Because counsel is very important. And I advise all the brothers and sisters and children to watch the video me and a brother did, man. 7 ways to stay on fire. Because that's a basically in-depth breakdown in different ways, man. Right? It's not just reading, you gotta add prayer into that. It's not just prayer, you gotta add fasting into that. You gotta add counsel into that. Right? You gotta add exhortation into that and different other things that we went through the spirit. So if you haven't checked that video out, it's a very beautiful video to strengthen brothers and sisters' spirits, man, and continue to stay strong in this thing.
That's right. That's right.
There's James 4 and 7. So like, I'm gonna get James 1:21. And it reads this: wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. All right. But be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. So this word is the only thing that's going to save your soul, right? Not Tanisha down the street, not your laptop, not the police, not Trump. Hey, but the word, all right?
That's right. That's right. I'm gonna get the classic. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and 12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. So the Lord is coming like a thief in the night. Whatever you put in, that's what you're going to get. If you're the brother that don't read, you don't study, you don't pray, you're not keeping the commandments, you're going to be destroyed and cut down in the land of the living. If you're a faithful brother, you're a lover of the Most High and a lover of the brethren, right? You're diligent in your studies. You're a brother that goes out and does the work. You're a charitable brother. You give alms, right? You're a righteous sister. The Most High is looking at that and it's being recorded by the angels. So whatever you put out there, that's what you're going to get, right? And there's no either destruction or salvation. Ain't no in between. And you want to make sure you're on the right-hand side of those two things, man. Right? And with that, we take questions. You can call in to the number posted on the screen, 213-603-9096. And the PIN number is posted on the live chat as 94809-305. Again, that number to call in if you have questions is 213-603-9096. And that PIN number is 94809-305. And with that, Brother Naquam,
Brother Raya.
Brother Yardan.
so I can bear with me. Gotta close out of this thing.